from Marie's Custom Quilting here with part 5 of how to make a t-shirt quilt. So in the last one I showed you how to make the framed squares that were 16.5 inches wide, and I told you not to worry about the length, that we would get to that. And this is column 1 and column 2. The other thing I did was I took my accent fabric that I showed you and I cut them in strips. Now this strip is 4.5 inches wide and this one was 3.5. And I sewed the 4 colors together in a big long strip. This is a strip where they're 4.5 inches wide and I only sewed 3 colors together. The reason for that is all our squares are different lengths. And in some areas you're going to need longer strips. You're going to need the 4 strips together. And on other squares you're only going to need 3. So let's look at my column 1. I had my 16.5 inch square. I had my next square, which I needed to make 16.5 inches wide. Then I had my 16.5 inch square, and I had my next square, which I needed to make 16.5 inches wide. So I'm using my accent strips here to make these every other squares wider. So this next one I'll need to cut down because it's a little bit wide. You can see my edges aren't straight and I need to center it and cut it. And then on this square, my next accent squares are going to go on this side. And when I put my 3 strip one up to it, it's just a little bit short. It's about 3/8 of an inch short. So what I will do is I'll use the 4-inch one, or the 4 strip one, and I'll sew it on about like that. So I'll take it back to the machine. I'll sew my 1/4 inch seam here. I'll cut this and I'll cut this. And when I go to cut this, I'll make sure that here to here is 16.5 inches. Then I'll add this onto it. Now, there's one other problem that I'm running into here. My column needs to be 90 inches long because this is going to be a California King quilt. So I'm allowing for my borders, I'm going to have about 7 inches on each side. So I have to have at least 90 inches in the body of my quilt. And when I measure this, I'm 2 inches short from top to bottom. So how I'm going to solve that problem is I'm going to sew a 2-inch strip to the bottom of this. And I'll make it any one of these colors. It doesn't matter. I could even take this and sew a 2-inch strip of colors this way. It doesn't matter. The concept I want you to get is that you need to make 16.5 inch wide, and at the end your column needs to be however long you want it to be. In my case it needs to be 90 inches long. So I'm going to extend this block with this accent fabric however many inches I need to make my column 90 inches long. Okay, if this has confused you, please leave a comment underneath and I will clarify in part 6, okay? Bye.